You can also listen to us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/theclockcleaners.
Hello and welcome to the Clock Cleaners Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Keith.
And today we're recapping SmackDown Live from August 8th.
Yes. So, this was a decent show.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
SmackDown's been on the rise.
I don't know if it was on par with the last 2 weeks.
No, well, the main event was much weaker.
No, but still a good main event. I think it was their best showing.
The two of them?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. We're talking about Jinder versus Orton, which was advertised before the show even got underway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, the show opened up with John Cena coming down to the ring. I must say, probably one of the weakest promos he's had in a while.
I guess.
It didn't feel like there was any real passion behind it.
Well, he was putting Shinsuke over. That was kind of the thing.
Well, I know, but it just felt like he wasn't really into it. It could just be the way that it was presented,
right?
And
I
didn't really
enough.
like it so much. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't too thrilled with it. But like you said, he was putting over Shinsuke, saying that he was the better man,
right? Yeah,
because he beat him the week before.
But I actually had read that from the bump last week that Cena was originally under the impression that Shinsuke was going for a back body drop rather than an exploder. So that's why he went backwards rather than flipping over.
I guess that makes sense.
So, a lot of people, I think, had placed as much blame on Nakamura on Cena as well. So it was both of their faults.
Well, yeah, we had assumed that there was some kind of
miscommunication.
Yeah. So it's not certainly a surprise that there was a mix-up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after he was pretty much done.
Yeah.
Talking about Nakamura,
for the most
and
part.
at this point, they changed Baron Corbin's music. I guess hits.
Yeah.
They changed his entrance music, though, so it doesn't start off right away.
Yeah, it was almost like a tribal thing or something in the beginning.
Yeah. So what they did was they showed John Cena, and the camera was facing the Titantron. So you see Baron Corbin's logo, but there was no sound just yet.
Yeah, it was like, oh.
So all you saw was Baron Corbin and no music. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And apparently they debuted a new song for him.
Yeah.
He came out. He was saying that he doesn't care about John Cena or Shinsuke Nakamura.
I don't care what you have to say, John.
And he can do whatever he wants because he has that contract, which isn't true because, the contract just gets you a title match. It doesn't let you do whatever you want.
And at this point, I think Cena noticed a sign in the audience that said Baron Corbin is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, he called him a fat, skinny, uncharismatic dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Which was really funny.
Yeah.
Breaking the fourth wall.
A little bit.
So it's always fun when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess, maybe you're right in the beginning. It was a little weird because he was kind of still hyping the match from last week, too, because he was like, Super Cena versus Shinsuke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, I can understand where you were coming from with it.
So after this, he, I don't know, he kind of runs down Corbin.
Yeah, and then Corbin was like, I don't need you, John. You have nothing I want.
Yeah.
I only care about the WWE title. And then at this point, Daniel Bryan came out and said, I'm going to make a match for SummerSlam. And we're going to get John Cena versus Baron Corbin at SummerSlam.
It's true.
Which, not a huge surprise here.
No, but it's also not a very interesting match.
Well,
it's kind of a waste of Cena at SummerSlam. But unless they're building to something.
I think they're maybe trying to get Corbin over more.
I guess, but it's not like they're.
He hasn't done anything in a while. It's nothing but losses besides the Money in the Bank.
I was gonna say, like, if Baron doesn't win, he's screwed.
Yeah, you think he's just gonna flounder after that?
Yeah, well, because it seems like they're gonna go for a cash-in at SummerSlam, and the last time that the Money in the Bank winner cashed in on the same night that they had another match, they lost because that was Seth a couple of years ago. So I think that he has such little momentum at this point in time that he can't afford to lose.
No, absolutely.
So it's kind of a tough situation. So I don't think Cena's the correct person Because you kind of have to assume they're going to put Cena over,
Mm.
especially if he's not going to be back for a few months at the very least.
Yeah, like I said, unless, like I had talked about last week, unless they end up putting the title match on first, Corbin cashes in, and then this becomes a title match.
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
Because
Cena wins the title and then ends up just being like Lesnar and being off
right.
TV as the champion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to end up moving to Raw at some point.
Well, that's you would think that's what the free agent thing's about.
Right. Right,
So.
which, that was what, July 4th they announced that.
Yeah. They also somewhere had acknowledged like a bit of a Twitter feud between Cena
And Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would think that
Was that
there's
on Raw? They talked about that, or was that SmackDown?
I don't remember. It was maybe it was like maybe it was probably on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because I think they would be more apt to talk about it
Mhm.
on or it could have been on Bringing It to the Table.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
That would make more sense because it talks
Yeah.
about both shows.
Yeah, I think that was the last segment on the show.
So, anyway.
Yeah. So up next, we had our first match, which was the Usos versus Ty Dillinger and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, this one was funny in the way that the commentators presented the match.
Yeah.
Because they made it seem like the Usos are
Gonna
like
go one-on-one
well,
with somebody.
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh.
That was just Byron being dumb.
Yeah.
But during the match, they kept on saying how the Usos were such a dominant team. But if you were to, like, just look at this as a wrestling thing, it's like there's no reason for Ty Dillinger and Sami Zayn to lose to the Usos.
The setup of this match really pissed me off.
What?
The fact that the Usos came down, Sami and Ty came down, Ty had some offense, and then we cut right to commercial break.
Oh, you just mean the beginning?
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. It was just because I've gotten to the point where it's tougher to watch the match when it's on the small screen.
Yeah, with the picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. That really doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
I just mute it and then I watch the TV.
No, fair enough. That's usually what I do.
But
But it was a decent match overall.
Yeah.
Nice to see Ty on TV.
Same thing with Sami Zayn.
Which-
They both looked well. It's
Both
just they were
from Canada, so they both got huge pops.
well, obviously. I think anytime those two are on TV, they get big reactions. But they looked good, and they were just, I guess, out I guess, smarted
Yeah.
by the
I think
Usos,
that's-
so
well,
to
yeah.
speak.
'Cause, yeah, there was a point, in the beginning of the match when Ty had one of the Usos in the corner, and then he tagged Sami in, and Sami was going to go for the hoover kick right away.
And
but
they
then
pulled him out of the
the
way.
other Uso pulled him,
Yeah. So, but yeah, the end of the match was it like
Ty was...
a confusion between which Uso was legal?
No, Ty was with Jay, I think, on the turnbuckle, and Jimmy made a blind tag in.
Yeah.
And then, was it Ty got thrown off the... No, Ty knocked Jay down and jumped over him.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I guess
The other
Jimmy
one
came in, or Jay grabbed him, Jimmy came in and kicked him behind the knee.
Oh, yeah,
and then
that's
that's
right.
when
Okay.
he put him into the Tequila Sunrise and he tapped out.
Yes. So.
And, So,
But-
like you said on paper, this shouldn't have been a...
Yeah, this should have been in a completely
Yeah,
one-sided match
right.
the other direction.
Mhm.
But they got to put the Usos over. So the fact
Absolutely.
that these two, Sami Zayn and Ty Dillinger, happened to be the team that they wanted to put on TV to... It just... While it doesn't make any sense, it does make sense for what they were doing.
I think that was my gripe with this week's episode of SmackDown, is the odd choices of booking winners in the matches. This match, obviously,
I don't have a problem with any of the booking in the matches that
we'll get to it.
I'm just saying I
Yeah.
thought it was all fine.
No,
I knew the Usos had to win this match.
Right. I know they had to win, but on paper, it's like, why would you?
Oh, you're talking about like the way that it should go as opposed to
the way it did go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's our argument of
Logic?
like obvious okay.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a completely different thing.
Yeah. That was my
Okay.
Yeah.
That would make a lot more
Yeah.
sense. But yeah, this was like I said, good match. So after the match, the Usos grabbed the mics.
Yeah, and they started to run down the New Day as usual. And Big E came out from the entranceway, and
Did he even do that? I don't.
He came
I didn't
from-
remember seeing him. I know he did the New Day thing.
Yeah.
I thought that he didn't come out at all. I thought.
No, he started coming out, I think, and then they were
Okay, 'cause
gonna
I know
double
that-
team him,
yeah.
and that's when Kofi and Xavier came out
And
of
attacked
the
from
crowd.
behind.
Attacked the Usos from
Like I
behind.
said, I don't remember seeing Big E come out, but I could have just missed it.
And at this point, the New Day went to grab chairs to come finish off the New Day, the Usos, and the Usos were able to escape and run away.
Yeah, like they do best.
So, I think it's safe to say, maybe not safe to say, but there's a possibility that the Tag Team Championship match on SmackDown and the one we're expecting to get on Raw could be the best matches on the show.
Well, it's possible. The world title match will probably be underwhelming for the WWE title because the potential is technically there, but I don't think they're gonna.
No, I figure we'll get some sort of screwy finish with the U.S. title again.
Possibly. I would like to see AJ just win straight up, and that be the end of it. But since Shane's involved, I feel like something's gonna continue.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not with Owens,
Right.
maybe there'll be something going on with Shane.
Yeah.
Rusev versus Randy should be good.
Yeah.
But Cena and Corbin should be The Universal title match might be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be a cluster.
I believe that you could be right, that these two could be the sleeper hits of
exactly.
of the card.
So up next we had a Renee Young interview with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Basically asked him about his match at SummerSlam. And he basically said he wanted to give Rusev something to be scared of, since Rusev said he had no fear and all this other.
He says he's not
nonsense.
afraid of anybody.
Yeah, and then was asked about his match later on tonight against Jinder, and he said, "Well, the Singh brothers aren't here. This should be easy for me."
It's true.
So
I want to get involved.
Yep. So before we get into the fashion files, so remember we had originally discussed the possibility of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan being the attackers.
Yes.
On an advertised house show, it was Luke Harper and Sin Cara versus Eric Rowan and Aiden English. So I guess they're still...
They haven't solidified it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they're...
Still on opposing sides?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Because you certainly don't really need them together. They would make sense.
Right.
If what they end up doing is something ridiculously stupid, then you're going to be like, why didn't they just do it like that?
Yeah.
But for as long as we don't know yet, we can be hopeful that
yeah, absolutely. That gives you all the speculation.
Yeah.
It can be whoever you want it to be.
Yeah. So, anyway.
But yeah, we
obviously,
had another Fashion Files. I don't remember what this one was called. It's called Twin Peaks again or something.
Yeah, it was
like
Fashion Peaks again.
Yeah.
So it starts off with Tyler Breeze questioning the Ascension.
Well, he was kind of just talking to them about his dream from last
Well,
week.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
He was asking like,
Yeah.
you were or saying like you were in my dream
Right.
and everything, and Dango was there.
And he was telling him exactly what happened, and I think it was Victor that said, "Yeah, that sounds about right." And then
As if what happened last week made sense.
right, yeah, and Tyler was going on, and then turns back to them, and they're, well, I think one of them, I think Connor said, "Oh, you gonna eat this, or what's with the pie?"
Yeah, he wanted the pie
Yeah.
that was on the table.
And then Tyler is going on, and he turns back, and they're both holding the pie, and they're like, "All right, see you later."
Yeah.
We just came for the pie.
Yeah, they just left. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. And then I guess Breeze was kind of talking to himself for a
still
minute.
trying to figure out. He was kept on saying,
whereabouts,
"Dango, where
yeah.
are you? Dango, where are you?"
And then all of a sudden, Fandango showed up.
He was right behind him.
Yep. The tie wrapped around his head.
Yeah, that
and,
was weird.
His shirt unbuttoned.
Mm-hmm. So Breeze asks him what happened, and his response was aliens.
Aliens. He's like, "Well, how'd you escape?" "Oh, I was free to go at any time."
Yeah.
"Well, why didn't you?" Anal probes. I mean,
that was-
their wardrobes.
that
I
was
like,
so weird.
Wow. I was like, that was a little,
That was not a very PG thing to say.
no, which is funny.
Yeah.
But he said he was given the ability to see into the future. And then Breeze was like, "Oh, yeah, prove it."
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "The next person that comes through that door is the one that ripped apart Tully the horse."
So Did they name the horse?
Yeah.
They did? They established his name was Tully?
Yes.
So it shouldn't have been a surprise that Arn Anderson was going to be...
you know, not now that you think about it,
Yeah.
obviously. Oh, Arn Anderson, so good.
Yeah, so... But yeah, they look at the door, and Arn Anderson shows up.
Arn?
Yeah.
The Enforcer? Yeah. Which way to catering, guys?
Oh, yeah, he was asking where the food
He's
was.
like, did you rip apart Tully? He's like, excuse me? Tully the horse, did you rip him apart? You're damn right I did. You should have named him Arn. I forget what he said. The hoss of the...
Yeah,
of the
everyone
group.
knows I was the hoss of the group.
And then he grabs 2 donuts and leaves.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good.
So, at the very least, they're like at least adding new things to it.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I don't remember them naming the horse Tully.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a throwaway thing until you put this part together.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, it was another good episode of Fashion Files.
Yeah.
All right, so up next, we had the most anticipated match of the night.
Yes.
Charlotte versus Lana.
So, obviously I had that reaction at first, but it was... Charlotte looked like she was having a good time out there.
Well, I think she was
Up until she showed the crowd her butthole.
That was not on purpose, though. But yeah, she I guess was meant to be super excited that she was just absolutely beating the tar out of Lana, and it was like an ultimate.
She was messing with her.
Yeah, she was playing around. It was like the ultimate squash match. Because Charlotte says that Lana doesn't deserve to be in the ring with her, and she proved it. She ended up at one point. She was standing over Lana, and I guess Lana was trying to...
I guess she was kind of trying to do a sunset flip to roll her. And
at this point, she accidentally almost pulls her
entire pants down. Yeah.
And
so the audience got a good show behind
Charlotte goes, woo!
And then picks up Lana and I believe throws her onto the ground.
Yeah.
At this point, they're staring off, and Lana slaps her in the face. Charlotte gets pissed, runs at her with a big boot, knocks her down, and puts her in the figure 8 for the win.
She taps almost immediately.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was not a surprising match at all.
No.
But, it is.
Hey, at least we got Charlotte on TV this week.
It's true. All right, so up next, we had Shane McMahon coming out to discuss the stipulation of the U.S. title match.
Yeah, it was weird that the way they had shown it in the preview, it was like the rules and something else.
Oh, yeah, the rules and regulations of the... I think they're trying to overbook the fact that there's a special guest referee.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it look like it's a big deal. So
it's time to move on from this. We don't want more screw-ups.
But yeah, based on I guess the amount of emphasis they put on him being the special guest referee, it just seems like they're completely overbooking the idea.
So you think it's just going to be like a complete cut and dry, clean
No,
finish?
absolutely not. Okay. No, there's zero chance of that happening.
Well, I figure that was the whole reason that...
I think that they're doing this to set up, okay, Shane's going to screw somebody over.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be?
Right. And it only makes sense to screw over Owens because...
Well, Owens has been talking smack about Shane for a very long time.
Which you were very disappointed to see Kevin Owens this week. Not very disappointed, but
it's just their consistency is very, very poor. Mm-hmm. Because Baron Corbin a couple months ago pushed a referee during talking smack, and he got suspended for a week. But Kevin Owens did it on SmackDown last week, and he didn't get any punishment at all.
Nope.
Just why WWE? Why? All right, let's get back to business. Owens, all three of them get in the ring.
Yeah.
Owens apologizes to Shane about what happened last week. It was all in the heat of the moment, and he feels bad.
And then he made reference to the Montreal screw job, which I forget what exactly he said.
He said he didn't want a McMahon screwing over another Canadian in Canada.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then that's when he brought up the screw job.
Yeah.
And he said, at least that guy deserved it, which was really funny.
Oh, man.
Obviously referencing Bret Hart in the Montreal screw job.
Survivor Series 97.
Yes.
And Owens then brought up, that AJ and Shane have history together.
Yeah.
And he brought up the clip of AJ putting Shane's head through the limo window.
Yeah, right before WrestleMania.
Yeah. And then him and, at this point, AJ and Owens are kind of on the same page, teaming against Shane and saying that how he's screwed people in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bring up, what was it, Survivor Series 98? Right?
Yeah, when Austin was up against Foley.
Yeah.
And he stopped the pin when Austin was going for the pin.
Yep. Flipped him
that
off.
That footage, it looks so old.
Yeah.
It's weird, like the big strides that they make.
Yeah.
It's just Austin was like, he looked like so different back then.
20 years ago.
That's true.
Just about.
Anyway. But yeah, after this, Shane's like, I'm going to stay impartial.
Yeah. Call everything right down the middle.
And I'm not going to get involved unless I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Which
there will obviously be a reason.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why this segment existed, to I guess foreshadow.
I know, but
that.
I mean, I feel like that would be typical for them to make a big deal about something happening
and just nothing happened. I guess so,
yeah.
but
that would be underwhelming.
It's true. But yeah,
and Shane's got to interject himself into something.
He's got
that's just the way he is.
He's got Stephanie's lady balls. Anyway,
AJ
AJ says, enough of this. Yeah. I'm going to challenge you right now. I'll put the title on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Then they start, I guess, going back and forth.
Yeah.
Owens pushes Shane, and then AJ goes for a Pele kick and hits Shane instead.
Yep. And Owens runs away.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It was a good segment.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like I said, I think they're putting too much emphasis on Shane being involved. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, but I mean, the world title is the B storyline here.
It's true, but I think that a different pay-per-view this would be better.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because at SummerSlam you feel like either you're going to have a stipulation that makes the match bigger, or you'll just put it on a B show.
Right.
Or a straight-up match.
That makes sense.
So that's just my opinion.
That's fair. Next we have Lana and Tamina backstage, where Lana expects that Tamina's going to throw it in her face that she lost. This is a kind of an odd segment.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I think that this is like kind of to set up the two of them officially coming together.
As a team.
Yeah.
Like one's got this and the other one's got that, so we make a good team.
So it makes sense. I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Unless this is like some kind of setup for a women's tag team division. I doubt it, but
not now anyway. Maybe after the Mae Young Classic.
Well, that's what I mean. Though. It's like a setup to
okay, I gotcha. Yeah,
establish precedents.
Mm-hmm.
But probably not.
Yeah,
but
Tamina's like, oh, you didn't. It's not because of your wrestling ability. You got those 3 title matches, right? Didn't you have 3 in a row?
I think so.
Something like that. And she's like, it's because of your ambition. And now she's like, Lana, you're gonna help me find my ambition. It's like, okay,
yeah,
I guess that's it. Because I guess before she had said that Lana will never wrestle like her.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, although Tamina's never really been known as a big wrestling woman. She's more of a enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
Yep.
It's kind of a throwaway segment.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, we had the strangely, I guess, set up Carmella versus Naomi.
Yeah, but this was set up for one reason and one reason.
Well,
only.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that till the end.
Yeah.
So it's not very often that the Money in the Bank holder goes up against the champion. So it's weird.
Very odd.
But it's the women. They don't have a lot of time. There's a limited roster.
And this is a new concept, too.
Yeah, it makes sense. So Carmella kind of got her butt kicked.
For the most part, yeah.
During the duration of the match. She
it
didn't
was
have
mostly
that
during
much
the
offer.
commercial break.
Yeah. And towards the end of the match, Naomi was just about to finish her off, I think.
Yeah, she was on the top rope while Carmella was laying down.
Yeah. So Ellsworth climbs out from underneath the ring, jumps up.
But I don't even think
he didn't even touch her.
Just scared her.
He just jumped.
Yeah.
She fell down. Carmella
kicked her in the face, it looked like.
And then she pinned her.
Yeah. So, just an odd booking that you have her go over the champion. Obviously, it's not really clean because of the interference by Ellsworth. So,
but like, it doesn't make any sense for Carmella to win a match against the champion and then not try to cash in.
Right.
But at the same time, you obviously don't want to throw away the cash in on a SmackDown like this.
Yeah.
So
not one that's hyped or something like that. If
But
you had a bigger women's title match, or something like that.
yeah, that's the whole reason why they don't like to put them with the champion for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So
It makes sense. I understand why they've done that in years past and stuff like that.
yeah.
But
All right. So
Carmella and Natalya were backstage. Well, actually, I think Carmella and Ellsworth were walking back,
And they
after
run
their
into
match.
Natalya.
Yeah, and basically Natalya tells Carmella to stay out of her business, or else I'm going to make you look like Ellsworth. I'm going to put Ellsworth's chin on your face, or something like
she's
that.
going to give you a chin that looks like Ellsworth's. I
And
think
then
she said.
Carmella just kind of taunts her with the Money in the Bank. She's like, well, "What are you afraid of?" And just tapping the case. So
that's kind of a
but then she was like,
tease.
I'm rooting for you, Natty. I'm really rooting for you.
I hope you win.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a tease. Like she plans on cashing in.
Yeah.
They probably won't have both cash-ins on SummerSlam because that would be stupid.
No.
So I think that Carmella's going to end up holding that title, the briefcase for a while. I think she's going to cash in after Corbin.
Out of the two of them, she would be the weaker of the two to cash
being
in.
champion?
Yeah.
Or?
No, just to have a victory.
I guess. But you really don't need to win a match to
just blindside somebody.
Yeah, because it could be after, let's say, we get to...
Well, she hasn't been built up like Corbin has.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's say we get to
Was it No Mercy? No.
whatever the October pay-per-view
No
is.
Mercy's Raw
And
now.
the main or the women's title match is Naomi against Natalya in a cage match.
Yeah.
And after the cage match is over, Naomi retains, but then Carmella comes out.
Yeah.
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
anyway.
But I mean, it could be a good match at SummerSlam. I mean,
What, Natalya versus Naomi? It should be. They're both
there
good.
hasn't been much of them one-on-one, right?
Yeah, it's true. So it should be a good match. It's just whether or not they're going to do anything screwy with it.
Yeah. Up next we had Renee Young interviewing Shinsuke. Not really an interview; it was a tape segment.
Well, yeah.
Which I'm
It was
very glad
earlier in the day.
they did this rather than have it in the middle of the ring or something like that.
Why? Because then you don't have to worry about
Listening to the crowd going, "What?"
Yeah. It's a lot easier to do that.
Yeah, it's just smarter with Nakamura since his English isn't as
As strong as I guess it should be. Not should be,
but
like would be to be. He's not Kevin Owens, who technically is English is his second language.
Yeah.
So, granted, Kevin Owens had the advantage of being near.
That's true.
An English-speaking country, but anyway, it was good. It was good hyping him up.
Yeah,
showing what he did in NXT and his beginning with SmackDown and everything he's done.
Yeah, Dolph and Corbin
and everything. So
and then they hyped up the match on SmackDown and then talked about his dynasty, right? Something like that, or his legacy. Like one of those two. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a weak show.
Yeah,
star power wise,
we're not done yet.
I know we're not done yet.
There's one thing left.
Okay, well then take us to that one thing.
All right. So the main event was Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton in a non-title grudge match.
Yes, never seen this match before.
This match should not have taken place last night. It should have taken place last week. And the segment between Rusev and Randy Orton should have taken place this week instead of last week.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
What should have happened was Randy should have had his grudge match and just beaten the crap out of Jinder with a chair. And that's it. That's it. End of it. And then Rusev does the same thing because after the match, Randy Orton wins with the RKO out of nowhere.
Well, yeah,
when
Mahal was going for the Colossus and he reversed it.
Yeah,
I mean, you just let your champion lose clean. I mean,
Well, so that's why I said.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, because at the end of this match, Randy Orton's. It's right at the end of the show. Randy Orton walks up to the top of the ramp, and Rusev kicks him, or whatever his.
I'm guessing that had an overflow onto.
Yeah, I'm assuming there was. What they did was it was a network exclusive.
Yeah,
it wasn't on 205.
Oh, okay.
Live.
Is that what it was?
It was a separate video.
Oh,
so it was very, very obvious.
Okay.
And I think that they're going to do this moving forward,
just so they can get people to go onto the network. Well, to buy the network so you can see
Yes,
extra.
that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Because when you go, there's in-ring,
Mm-hmm.
they have 205, they have NXT, they have This Week in the WWE,
Mm-hmm.
and in between NXT and 205 Live, there was a network exclusive SmackDown Fallout.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're going to be doing this moving forward, or at least occasionally,
Right.
just to, I guess, because Raw has the overflow.
Interesting. But I mean, you can't do it like Raw, unfortunately, where Raw has the match end usually after.
Yeah. Well, they're
overflow.
always after 11,
Yeah.
but I think that's just the way they're. They also don't have a network exclusive, I guess, prime time ish show that airs directly after Raw. Anyway,
it would make sense to put it on like the beginning of 205.
Yes, but at the same time, whatever.
People are probably going to turn it on and then do something. It's still playing. And...
Well, because automatically, if you turn on the network, if you don't pick anything, it's going to play whatever's on now. So that'll be on now. Anyway, what I was getting at is that if this had happened last week, Rusev could have had his speech of not being afraid of anybody.
Yeah.
Randy Orton comes out. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because Rusev has actually done something to prove that he has reason to not be afraid of anybody.
So you could have flipped the Orton and Mahal last night
with
and the
Rusev against Gable.
Yeah.
And that could have main evented SmackDown this week. It absolutely could have.
I'm not disagreeing, but when, your casual fans going...
But what match would have outclassed it this week?
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just, from their perspective... Granted, we had Cass and Big Show on Raw
that's
week.
what I mean, though. Yeah. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Because this week had a weaker match card.
Right. So
you could very easily put this weaker match, despite the fact it was a great match.
I'm glad that SmackDown, 99% of the time, ends in a match. They don't usually end in a segment.
I don't think they've ever ended in a segment.
Yeah.
Or at least not in the recent format. But like I said, had they done that, that would have been a much more smooth transition with the feud.
Definitely.
Granted, Orton and Rusev is going to be a good match. Should be.
Yeah.
So as long as it works out, it doesn't matter how they went about it.
No.
But like I said, I think that would have been a better way of doing it.
Back to the match. This was probably their strongest match.
A lot of ferocity out of Orton. He tried to put Jinder through a table a couple times, unsuccessfully.
Yeah. At one point, he knocked one of the TVs down into the table. And he couldn't pull it up. And I was like, oh, if he goes on that, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming he didn't care because he knew no one was going through the table.
Right.
Yeah. Jinder ended up knocking Orton into the I guess the barricade.
The timekeeper area, yeah.
So, and that hit him right in the stomach.
Yeah.
But it was a good match.
Yeah, and since they were in Canada, which is where Jinder is from, he got the face pop.
Yeah, this is another example of a strange crowd. Granted, they didn't go very far. If they didn't change, if they even changed arenas, I don't know for sure.
Yeah, they did.
But they were actually cheering for Jinder, which is weird because this is the first crowd that took his side over Orton's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Orton was very confused at one point.
Oh no, he had no idea what was going on.
So what the hell?
Yeah.
Where am I? What is this, Bizarro World?
Yeah, well, considering the fact that it really doesn't make any sense for people to be cheering Orton to begin with, it's kind of funny.
He's a viper, a snake.
Yeah. So, but, whatever. It was another weird crowd. Yep. We can get the complete opposite next week.
That's true.
Who the hell knows?
So, this was our SmackDown review.
If you liked what you saw here, please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.